Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing episode number 32 of I Build Your Teams, the series where I build my viewers' teams into the best teams possible for my team Unlimited. And I used to say for competitive play, but that's not really a thing anymore. So Unlimited is kind of the only quote-unquote competitive thing there is outside of the occasional PL that starts or like OTO League. That's about it. And honestly, the competitive scene in my team these days is just kind of sad, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, excited to hop into this video and get into talking about some of y'all's teams. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Tons of consistent daily My Team content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. Starting off with this first team today, which comes in from Reg GFX. He's got 350k MT. Says he locked in Gladiator for Ewing. And Sabonis is over Wimby. So he has Arvidas Sabonis, I assume is who he's talking about. Ewing for Giannis at the 4. I will say Arvidas Sabonis and Patrick Ewing as your 4 and 5. That is two pretty meh releases at the 4 and the 5. I would rather personally run Ewing at the 4, Gasol at the 5, honestly, because Gasol has a quicker release than Sabonis. I think he gives you. I don't know. I prefer him there. Maybe you even go Gasol at the 4 and Ewing at the 5. I don't know. Could go Boogie at the 4, Ewing at the 5, and then Gasol for Sabonis 5 off the bench. I would say regardless, if you did round 1 of salary cap for Buddy Hield, make sure you are completing salary cap so you can get to Kemba Mutombo. This is the type of team that might benefit from grinding for Bill Russell as well, because then you could start Russell Ewing and then pick 2 to bring off the bench between Gasol, Sabonis, and Boogie. I kind of like the idea of that as well if you wanted to go for Bill Russell. It just depends on if you're willing to grind that. If you were willing to grind Bill Russell, though, I will say one other thing about grinding him to be really nice for this team is you'd get Kenyon Martin as well, who's an upgrade over Blake Griffin for sure. So I think overall, it would make your team better in a couple different spots if you put in the 3 hours or so to grind for Bill Russell. I honestly do think it's kind of worth it. You're already level 50. You're already level 40. I don't know. Your team's looking pretty good. I think that would be an area to get 2 legitimate upgrades and 1 really big one in Bill for free. I think that makes a lot of sense to me. And also, that'll help you make back some of the MT that you lost by locking in the Ewing set, and then you'll have enough MT to lock in the set next week as well. And you can continue to improve your team without spending any money, which is kind of the goal, right? Second squad today comes in from Fluid, 1.2 million MT. Says he's going for Arenas, but he's stuck with what to do with his MT except for lock in for the Dark Matter pack every week. Here's the interesting thing about what he's saying right now. The honest truth is with the way this game is, the only thing that is worth doing each week with your MT is locking in the Dark Matter pack. That's it. There's nothing else useful to use for your MT. So you say that, but you're right. That is all there is really to use your MT for. There's no other benefit. I mean, you can spend it on packs if you want and hope you get lucky. And if you want to do that each week, if you're playing the game enough to make all the MT you need to lock in the set each week, and then you're making extra MT and you want to spend some of it on packs, I guess that's your choice, right? I personally think that's about the only thing there is to do in this game right now every week is to lock in the set with MT. That's like the main thing that I recommend everybody doing, because I'm not encouraging people to gamble whatsoever. And so it's grind for free content, play the game modes you enjoy, and then lock in the set with MT each week. That's about it. That's pretty much all there is to do on this game right now. And I guess it's kind of unfortunate to say that, but there are a lot of people like me who are basketball fans and want to play a basketball video game. And so at the end of the day, we're going to keep playing. So I just encourage people to play without spending money. And I think this is a great team. I more so brought this team on here to talk about my thoughts on the whole MT situation and MT's value, but I do like this team. When I look at this team, the one area that I think would be nice to upgrade is backup point guard. I say that you have Jason Kidd and Harden, so you have an offensive point guard and a defensive point guard, so you're not in a bad spot there, and I think the rest of your team is really good. But I think a guy like Gilbert Arenas, if you're looking for upgrades right now, I think Gilbert Arenas might be the only one you can really get without gambling. I think he'd be the biggest upgrade right now to your team, and again, if you went for Buddy Hield, make sure you're completing each mode of salary cap so you can get to Kemba. If you missed out on Buddy Hield, you can't get to Kemba anymore. And if that's true for you, I am sorry. But in general, Dikembe is a guy who I think a lot of people are going to be adding to their team this season who will be helping a lot of teams for sure. Love C. Hardy has said he would appreciate some tips. Loves the vids. He has almost 200,000 MT, it looks like. Honestly, this is a pretty good team. He only has 2 gambling cards, but the cards are pretty good ones. Mark Eaton and Larry Bird. I would say that's pretty lucky that those are the gambling cards you have. I don't love your PG spot. Again, I think a guy like Gilbert Arenas would be an upgrade. Obviously, level 33, you're not. I say that you're not far at all from SGA. You're 7 levels away from SGA. Keep using their double XP coins if you have any left. Keep grinding the game. Get SGA as quickly as possible. Because then SGA is your starting point guard. And while Elgin is good at shooting guard, I don't love it. I don't think there's really anybody you could buy right now that's an upgrade. I mean, maybe Peyton Watson off the player market is arguably an upgrade over one of those guys. You could try him if you want to consider upgrading there. This is another team that honestly would benefit largely from grinding for Bill Russell, because then he's your starting 4. You can bring Paulo off the bench as a 3, or Randall, whoever you want to run there. You could even move Dino to the 5 if you want to take Sabonis out of your lineup. If you like Sabonis, you can stick with him. There's a lot of versatility and a lot of variety to what you can do, but you got to get SGA, and I think getting Bill as well makes a lot of sense for this team, to be completely honest. I just think this team could benefit a lot from adding those cards to the lineup. So, next team is Jeff. He says, here's my squad, and then some of his bench options as well. That was this other slide, this video. I'm not going to go watch it. But this is his squad. He's wondering if there are any players he can replace coming off his bench and some upgrades he can make a shooting guard or small forward. Okay, so he's got SGA, Emeka Okafor, KP. This dude's actually really lucky in the gambling cards he has. Wow. Emeka Okafor and KP are like 2 of the best ones, honestly. So that's pretty nice. But he's got, honestly, a very good starting lineup. The bench is not mismanaged. It's just not really in order. And I think your 1 would be Gilbert Arenas, your 2 is Jaylen Brown, and then I guess your 3 is Markkanen, your 4 is Gasol, and your 5 is Wilt would be your best lineup that I can think of right now. For me personally, I looked through the video that you posted. I think OG Anunoby is an upgrade over Jaylen Brown. I would just use that pink diamond OG Anunoby for the time being instead of Jaylen Brown. And this is the team, unless you're going to spend money, which I don't recommend spending money, I think you got to just go out and grind some MT. You got to figure out a way to earn some MT in your lineup. That Jaylen Brown is unsellable, so I guess you can't do anything with him because he's unsellable. But in general, I would say, I guess Wilt's sellable, but I wouldn't recommend selling him. In general, there's not a ton you can really do right now, so you just got to go grind the game, make some MT, and I do think sliding OG Anunoby in that backup shooting guard position is going to be nice. This is another team that would benefit if you wanted to from grinding for Bill Russell. Give you another small forward option in Kenyon Martin, give you a power forward in Bill Russell, but you already have Emeka Okafor. If you want to grind that, go for it. If not, I understand. That is your choice. Second to last team today comes in from Nate, 140,000 MT. We played in salary cap, apparently. His gamer tag is the Void. I remember that name. I don't remember if I won or lost. I'm pretty sure I won, but I don't know. Maybe I lost. Regardless, his team is pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. 62 and 30 on unlimited with this team's pretty good. I just think, I don't know. Your center position, he puts in his comment, he loses because of his lack of size, and I agree. I really hope you're getting Dikembe Mutombo. I really hope you're grinding for Dikembe Mutombo. I hope you've already got Buddy Hield, because he is going to solve that problem if you aren't. Bill Russell, again, will be a big upgrade for this team. You're level 33, so use as many double XP coins as you have. Use them all, play the game. Get as much XP out of that as possible, and get SGA as quickly as you can. That's a massive upgrade for your team, honestly. And then 62 and 30 on Unlimited, you're probably not that far away from Glenn Rice either. So you're going to have SGA, Glenn Rice, Sean Kemp, Moses, and Dikembe, theoretically, as your starting lineup. That's a really good team here in a couple weeks. So you kind of just got to stick with it for the time being, I think. Get that SGA. He'll be a big addition. Get Glenn from Unlimited or whatever. He'll be a big addition. And overall, your team is definitely getting there. So I think that is going to... Oh, no, we have one more team. My apologies. Benji says he got this game second day of Season 6. Nobody spent. I'm telling y'all, bro, this game is so easy to play. Nobody spent. It really is. To have like a decent team, not to have the best team. You're not gonna get the best cards, but have a good team. You can play Nobody Spent so easily. Gilbert Arenas, Steph Curry as his PGs. I mean, lack of size there a little bit, but I mean those are good cards. He's got Wade as the third point guard as well, gives you a little more size if you need it, I guess. And J Kidd actually too is another point guard option, although you're running him a shooting guard right now. This is the type of team, you got Ray Allen. You need shooting guards desperately, because it'd be nice to be able to just run Gilbert and probably J Kidd and then have shooting guards. And then I think your small forwards being Terry and Poku is fine. Power forwards, I would go Ewing and Markkanen. And then, or no, I think I'd start Markkanen. I would start Markkanen at the 4, Ewing at the 5, and then I'd bring Sabonis off the bench next to Gasol. Is probably what I'd do. This team, you have no MT, like you said. You got to figure out a way to go grind some MT. I mean, for the time being, you can have J Kidd at shooting guard and Steph at point guard and Ray Allen at shooting guard for this week. But that's something you got to try to go replace. One thing I will say is you have Peyton Watson because you locked in the set. He should be playing your shooting guard position. I think you should have Peyton Watson as your starting 2 guard. And then off the bench, you have Ray Allen at the 2 and J Kidd at the 1 probably, or Steph at the 1, Ray Allen at the 2, Steph, J Kidd still if you don't like Ray Allen that much. I don't know exactly how you feel about your team, but this team's not bad. It just needs some work. Got to make some MT back. Get Peyton Watson in that lineup. He is a very good, very well-rounded card at the shooting guard position who does a lot of things well. As a whole, I think you can really get this team cooking, though. And you're already, like you said, you're nobody spent. You already got a good start to this squad. Probably getting pretty close to SGA. He'll be a big addition. If you can get Glenn Rice, he'd be a huge addition. Like, it is not going to be all that hard to, I think, compete this season with nobody spent. I mean, considering he's been playing this game for 2 weeks and this is a team he already has nobody spent, not bad at all. So that is the final team for today's video. I hope y'all did enjoy this episode. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.